Those opposed, no.
Good morning. Working into the night, Louisiana state legislators passed the nation's most restrictive anti-abortion bill, but it's still unclear if the governor will sign it. We'll have the latest from Baton Rouge. Doctors say being in shape becomes more important as you get older. With that in mind, we'll begin a series on fitness programs for both men and women over 40. And we'll talk with Harrison Ford, whose new movie is the film version of the Scott Turow bestseller Presumed Innocent. This is today, Monday, July the 9th, 1990.
From NBC News, this is Today with Bryant Gumbel, Deborah Norville, and Joe Garagiola.
And good morning. Welcome to Today on a Monday morning. Joe Garagiola's got the day off. Deborah's got the week off. And so we've drafted our Washington correspondent, Katie Kirk, to come on up and spend a week up here in nice, cool New York City, right?
Right. Actually, it's going to be pretty hot here today, isn't it? Hot and muggy.
Yeah, but not as bad as the nation's capital, right?
Right. So it's nice to be here, actually.
And shortly you're going to tell us about all the problems NASA's having?
That's right. We'll be talking about the problems plaguing NASA following the snafus with the Hubble telescope and the shuttle fleet. And we'll also be talking to the author of a new book about Irving Berlin, one of my favorite composers.
Martina Navratilova we'll hear from. Get the music of John Hyatt, too. But right now, let's get to the news, and Faith Daniels has that. And good morning, Faith.
Good morning, Brian and Katie. Good morning, everyone. Louisiana Governor Buddy Roemer is expected to announce this morning whether he will sign a new anti-abortion bill. In a roller coaster session last night, state legislators came up with a compromise measure as a last-ditch maneuver after failing to override Roemer's veto of a tougher bill. But even in its watered-down version, it would still be the toughest anti-abortion law in the country. NBC's Kenley Jones reports.
Abortion rights advocates were not amused when the Louisiana Senate, faced with an insurmountable veto, used a parliamentary maneuver to water down an anti-abortion bill in hopes Governor Buddy Roemer will sign it.
We have been handcuffed. The question is now, do we accept defeat, or do we do all that is left to us?
What the Senate did was turn a flag-burning bill into an abortion bill, amending it to include rape and incest as legal reasons for abortion. The tougher bill the governor vetoed provided for abortions only in cases where the mother's life is in danger. The amended bill sailed through the Senate, then went to the House for debate, where opponents accused its supporters of hypocrisy.
We heard that this was murder, murder, murder. But tonight is all right to make exceptions. You don't have any consistency.
But the bill passed in the House by almost as wide a margin as in the Senate. In both houses by more than enough to override another veto by the governor. Kenley Jones, NBC News, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
The president has gone from one summit to another, from the NATO summit in London to the economic summit in Houston. But the number one topic remains the same, new and improved East-West relations. NBC White House correspondent Jim Miklashevsky is with us now in Houston with details. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Faith.
Arby's double feature deals, now featuring double-sized curly fries or French fries for this special price. Plus, you can win a trip to the new Universal Studios Florida on U.S. Air. So get our double-sized curly fries or French fries for this special price. See Arby's double feature deals today.
I love it. I even found some parts for my assistants.
After all these years, the radio station we depended on for easy listening music changed. They call themselves Soft and Easy, but they sound like all those other stations. I wish them luck. But if you're like me and you miss that good music, set your dial to the new WKY radio. You'll hear your favorite songs, WKY News, and Ross Dixon weather. If you're wondering where all the good music went, the answer is easy. It's on Easy Listening WKY, AM 930.
On our next, a current affair, caught in the love trap.
In our next KFOR, we'll talk of George Bush's problems with women voters and hear from Martina Navratilova, too. Station break.
Is America still the greatest nation in the world? Do we have the competitive edge? NBC Nightly News looks at America. Are we still number one? Tonight.
Point of 4 out of 5 Oklahomans buy their sleeper sofas at Mathis Brothers. Selection, quality, and price. We have all the famous names like Simmons, Lazy Boy, and Bassett, and many others. We have dozens on our floor to choose from in all kinds of styles, colors, and fabrics.
Even leather, and our prices are the lowest anywhere. Here's an example. This Simmons Hide-A-Bed is just $3.99. It comes complete with a genuine inner spring mattress for exceptional comfort, and you can take your choice of twin, full, or queen size. One low price, just $3.99 at Mathis Brothers, 3434 West Reno.
Good Monday morning to you. I'm Devin Skillion with a look at your Oklahoma headlines from the newsroom. We'll check with Dan in just a minute on today's weather. Right now, it's 78 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Let's start things off with a check of traffic, though, with Captain Purdue. Good morning, Captain.
Good morning to you. We're just beginning to get into the peak period. We still have bumper-to-bumper traffic southbound on the Broadway extension. Eastbound traffic on the Northwest Expressway beginning to get a little bit heavy. We call it moderately heavy right now from Council Road on in towards Classen Boulevard. No accidents to report. This is Captain Purdue in Red Rover. Over.
All right, thank you, Jim. In news this morning, a hunt continues today for one of 7 suspects in the shooting death of a 19-year-old Moore man. The murder occurred last January. Police believe robbers were after gambling profits when they shot Chad Epperson. His father is now being charged with running a bookie operation out of his home. Police are searching for 35-year-old Arthur Rodriguez after he failed to surrender late last week. 2 suspects have already pleaded guilty to lesser charges in the death. The 4 others are awaiting trial. The contract renewal of Oklahoma City's controversial school superintendent remains on tonight's school board agenda, that despite the request for a delay from one board member. Leo Hayes had asked for more time to allow the board to review Arthur Steller's progress in certain areas. In Steller's performance review in May, improvement was ordered in some areas. But Board Vice President Mike Fogarty says the panel is obligated by policy and by the contract to go ahead and vote tonight. It'll be a very busy day for Oklahoma's election officials. Today begins the 3-day filing period for elected offices. In all, about 700 candidates are expected to file for state, federal, and legislative seats. The spotlights are on the race for governor, U.S. Senate, and 6 congressional positions, and there are also 125 state House and state Senate seats up for grabs. Of course, we'll be following all the election coverage for you right here on 4 Strong. We'll be following a slightly cooler forecast in the week ahead from Dan in just a minute.
You've heard people say, I can't eat at Western Sizzlin'. I'm on a diet. Nonsense. Our Western Lights make it possible to feast and grow thin. You can enjoy steak, chicken, seafood, all with a healthy respect for your health. And our salad bar overwhelms you with delicious, low-calorie choices. So if you're dieting, we'll expect to see more of you and less.
Why do I like Ford so much? Several reasons. Quality. Hey, nobody builds them better. That's why Ford has the most repeat buyers. Value. Ford offers preferred equipment packages, so you get all the features you want and you save a lot of money. And service. The Oklahoma Country Ford dealers take pride in the way they treat their customers. They know you can't be loyal unless you're completely satisfied. See your Oklahoma Country Ford dealer today. The best never rest.
Good Monday morning. I hope you had a real nice weekend. Let's take a look at the 7 o'clock temperatures in Oklahoma. 80 degrees is the warmest in the state. That comes from Tulsa. And the temperature is just a little bit cooler down to the southeast, down towards the McAllister area, 72 degrees. 77 degrees at Lawton, also in Hobart at 76 degrees up across parts of northwestern Oklahoma. Well, temperatures today climbing back up into the 90s across Oklahoma, and temperatures a bit cooler in Colorado and Wyoming. Highs only in the 70s today. Let's talk about some rain up to our north in Kansas and Nebraska. Right now there are showers, and later on for today and for tomorrow we'll see a weak front start to slowly slide to the south. Now for tomorrow I have included a slight chance for some rain and thunderstorm for northern counties of Oklahoma, but it's going to take until probably Wednesday night or Thursday before that front makes it into central sections of the state. So temperatures will be out of the 100s, but we will see some clouds and temperatures in the 90s. And once that system moves through and some cooler air from Canada moves in, temperatures could cool down as cool as 91 in the metro by the end of the week. So not a big cool down, but definitely a welcome change. 20% chance of rain by Thursday. Let's check it out for us today. In Oklahoma, partly cloudy, warm, south winds at 5 to 15, and your highs from 96 to 99 in the metro. We're looking at a high today of 97 with a few clouds around. Hope you have a good Monday.
At Bob Mills Furniture, we're doing something right because our Sealy Posturepedic sales are growing daily. How can you be sure, though, it's the right bed for you? Take advantage of our new Comfort Guarantee with a Sealy Posturepedic that says 30 risk-free nights to decide if you selected the right Posturepedic. We'll remove your old bedding absolutely free, deliver it the same day by the Mattress Magician. Now, don't buy any premium bedding until you've slept on a Posturepedic with a 30-day risk-free Comfort Guarantee from Bob Mills Furniture, I-40 in Portland, the working man's friend.
News and information 24 hours a day, only on News Team 4.
Back now, 7:30 on a Monday morning. Bucky's in control. In the control room out front, along with Katie Kirk. I'm Brian Gumbel. Deborah Norval's on vacation, and Joe's going to join us tomorrow. In just a few moments, we'll go to Wimbledon, where some history was made this weekend on center court. We'll talk to the one who made it, Martina Navratilova, who at the age of 33 came away with her 9th, count them 9, Wimbledon singles titles.
Like abortion, the right to die is a complicated and emotional issue. A group in Washington state is working on an initiative that would make the right to die the law in that state. We'll talk to the man who heads that effort this morning.
President Bush is riding high in foreign policy these days, but he's losing points at home, we are told, with a lot of women voters. We've got a report card on the administration's performance with those voters in this half hour. But right now, let's get to the news, and Faith Daniel says that. Faith?
Thanks, Brian. Louisiana Governor Buddy Roemer has a tough new anti-abortion bill on his desk this morning. After failing to override his veto of an even tougher measure, Louisiana legislators used a parliamentary maneuver to come up with a substitute. Despite angry protests by pro-choice demonstrators, the state Senate took a bill that would have punished people who beat up flag burners, amended it, and turned it into an anti-abortion bill. Anyone convicted of performing illegal abortions could go to jail for as many as 10 years and pay a $100,000 fine. Leaders of the 7 major industrial nations get down to serious business this afternoon at their economic summit in Houston. Last night, President Bush treated the world leaders to an evening of down-home entertainment that included a Texas rodeo. Today, they face up to questions of trade, farm subsidies, and Mikhail Gorbachev's request for economic aid to the Soviet Union. President Bush has a couple of private meetings scheduled before this afternoon's official opening of the summit. He has appointments with both West German Chancellor Helmut Kohl and French President Francois Mitterrand. In Moscow, Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev opened the second week of the Communist Party Congress by sharply criticizing coal miners' plans for a one-day strike this week. The miners want the Gorbachev leadership to resign, but when the votes are cast at the party Congress, Gorbachev is expected to remain as the Communist Party leader. Some 2,100 firefighters from all over the United States are still battling wildfires in Alaska this morning, but scattered rain and cooler temperatures have helped slow the spread of more than 200 wildfires that have burned more than 400,000 acres of timberland. Officials in Alaska say most of the fires appear to have been caused by lightning strikes. There have been no reports of arson. NASA officials hold a news conference in Washington today. They'll be discussing the results of weekend testing aimed at finding the cause of the fuel leaks that have grounded the U.S. shuttle fleet. Engineers have focused their attention on a 17-inch fuel line disconnect fitting. That's a fitting that allows the shuttle's external fuel tank to be jettisoned after the ship reaches orbit. 32 teams of college and university engineering students are beginning a race with the sun today. They're taking part in the annual solar car race from Florida to Michigan. The 11-day race will cover more than 1,600 miles through 8 states. The cars are expected to average about 30 miles an hour and use sunlight as their sole energy source. That's the latest.
The winner will be captured by Exxon and held hostage. Yeah.
I saw the University of Maryland's solar car. It looks like a mini stealth bomber.
No, it doesn't look like a terrorist.